What's up, Tank Nerds? Lottie here again. We're back on the 105 today. So where we left off, we had covered the hubs and also a little bit of the painting, but the painting was just specific to the hubs. So we're actually going to go back in time and I'm going to show you the cleaning, or a little bit of the cleaning process, and then the legs, so little support legs to help raise the whole gun up. Yeah, and then you'll hear from me again. This is future Lottie, by the way. You're gonna go see past Lottie. Hey, yeah, so far so good. We're pressure washing it out. They're getting all sorts of wet, which is groovy. Here we have the initial pass, so it's still got a bit left to it. I think with some good TLC we can get a bit more of that sort of deep green. You can still see on some of these little bits here. You can obviously tell it was sitting in the sun predominantly on this side. This side's a bit more bleached than this side. Like you can see the wheel here hasn't really been in the sun, so I suspect that's probably the closest to original that we've got on this vehicle. But even the back here, I don't know if the camera really picks it up, but this is it's not like 9-day, but this side is significantly darker than the other. Yeah, I'll try and get the rest in a time lapse. Okie dokie, so the first pass is now done. So let's have a look and see what we're left with. It's also had a little bit of time to dry, which is really nice. And so now we've got this sort of pale finish. It's actually really quite a smooth sort of paint. But yeah, there is still a bit of like sort of sun bleachness to it. So this is a spot that I've just been sort of rubbing, and yeah, it's a much deeper green there. But the rest of the gun, yeah, it's this pale colour. But yeah, some of it's starting to pop out a bit better, like our little crown here, which is interesting. You can see the colour here where the plate used to be. There's quite a lot of writing on it. A little writing there, writing there, writing there, there. Plate, I'm gonna have to take that off, polish it all up. That'll be really nice. Even writing over here, writing over there. I noticed these little stars on both sides. It's really cool. More writing here. Naturally all over the breech too. But all in all, yeah, it's way cleaner than before. So I suppose the next, obviously, you'll see the highlights are all the rusty surfaces now. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna have to start sandblasting, just with our little particle sandblaster, and just getting it in little spots. So I'm not gonna do the whole lot, because that'll be a problem. And I'm definitely going to try and sandblast these to get them much deeper, and then immediately go over it with some primer. We're jumping forward quite a bit here. So I've just quickly sandblasted some spots, including here. I'm just going to rough that one up a little bit more. You can see what a difference it's made over here. All those dark spots is where all the rust was. So still some little bits and pieces here and there, but for the vast majority of it, yeah, that quick little bit of sandblasting made all the difference. So Peter's just drying off the bits, and then we're just going to hit those little areas like here with primer. So yeah, alright. Okay, So we're nearing very near the end of the day. We're just covering up the little bits I just hit with the sandblaster with the grey primer. It's leaving this really interesting, almost three-tone camouflage, which I'm actually quite liking. I dubbed this Restoration three-tone. But yeah, obviously we're gonna do loads more. But yeah, this is just to make sure that surface rust doesn't set in while we're away for the weekend. So, and then I can come back and basically do the whole lot. But yeah, just little bits where I've hit it with the sandblaster. Just need that little bit of love and care. So, alright. I think that's gonna have to do it for this video and this week. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. But yeah, so it's near knockoff time. So yeah, I'm hot and sweaty, disgusting. I will see you guys next week. So, all the good stuff, leave nice comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye! And Charlotte is back. So, what you just watched was the cleaning process and the initial priming of selected areas. Now we're going to jump to looking at the leg restorations. So along the side of the 105 there's two little legs. You're about to see them anyway. These are what you pull the gun up onto. I'm sure past Lottie explains it anyway. But one thing to keep in mind, all of this was filmed before Christmas. It is now obviously the next year. We've done a lot of work. The reason this didn't come out, again, if you saw the end of the ferret video, you probably know that we were a little bit distracted with more pressing matters. So, but, yep, I still filmed lots of stuff. I believe that is a helicopter starting up right now. Always such fun things happen here. So anyway, I'm going to let that start up and not interrupt this take. So yeah, enjoy the leg restoration. And that should carry us out to the end of the video. Already grubby. We're starting the day up strong. So I've just been graciously cutting around the welds here. And now I'm just starting to hit it with the hammer. And we're getting some spinning out of it, which is really good. So I'm going to lube it all up now and just free it up. And then I'm going to move on to that one. The reason I did this one first, one, I can get to all the welds, and two, that weld actually stops it from falling down, because I don't know the condition of that pin, so I don't want to mess around with that just yet until I know this one rotates, which it does now, but I'm still going to free it up and lubricate it and all that, and then we'll go over to that one. So far, I thought that was going to be a lot harder, but just grinding in the right place. Yeah, a little bit of, here and there, but once I clean all that up, it'll be really good. And then, yeah, that last impact with the hammer just cracked all the other welds, which is really good. So, yeah, moving on. Too good this morning. So, free that one up. That actually, dang Christ, I didn't weld that up. A little bit of lubrication, a bit of leverage, and that came out quite alright. And then, yeah, just able to get the grinder in there and just cut that weld. Very happy with that. And now it's semi-loose, so it should. Nope. It did move when I hit it. Next step, obviously it doesn't do us any good just having it as is. I'm going to take this split pin out, rattle gun it off, and then I'll have the leg separate. So I can take the whole leg over to the bench. I can clean up all this, which absolutely needs cleaning, probably even sandblasting as well. I can clean up all that shoddy, actually it's really good welding, but it's in a very inconvenient spot, so I can clean up all the welds and a couple of little bits of where the grinder's gone over, and we should be a-okay. Okie dokie. So we've taken the split pin out, just taken the nut off. Yeah, just a little bit of rust. just a small amount. Yeah, that's gonna have to get cleaned up, maybe even replaced. We'll see. One thing that I don't know, I don't think I've really been sort of sharing as I'm working on this, but it's sort of come to my attention now, is actually just how obviously the welds are kind of a pain in the butt, but it is so dreadfully nice to be working on something that's metric. This being Italian, of course. Everything, all the nuts and bolts that I've, used on this so far have all been metric. And I don't know, that's just really nice. It's a good change of pace, to be perfectly honest. I'm sick of dealing with, British and American imperial stuff. Sorry, for those of you still using imperial units, but they're just terrible. They are terrible, especially using all the tools. But yeah, metric. This is a 30 mil nut, and it's So I'll take that off, and then I'll try and get a bar behind here and try and wedge it off. It might even walk its way off. We'll see. Okay, I've taken the leg off. Had to clean all that up. It was on tight. And then I'll just run a grinder, get rid of all this little bit of weld here, just make it look alright. And here is our leg. So yeah, could do with a bit of a clean up, but otherwise actually not bad. So I'm gonna take it over to the workbench and clean it and bring it back and install it. Over on our leg. Yeah, everything's really good here. Our little plunger is working lovely. Ground all that nice and clean. Ground this as clean as I can sort of get it. The paint will definitely help a lot more, but it's just an unfortunate side effect of having to grind away all of that welding, which sucks. But now it works really well. So little leggy moves, and I'm just going to reattach it. Woohoo! Okay, yeah, you get voiceover Lottie for the next, I don't know, however many minutes. I was going to put music on this section, but people don't seem to like the music that I put in, or they're just, I don't know, apathetic to it. Regardless, I'm gonna take this opportunity to ask 2 questions. One, do you just prefer me doing voiceovers over these, extended sort of time-lapse sections? Or do you just want music? And if you want music, what kind of music? Because, I have put music in the past, and sometimes I just have it in the background to avoid all that, dead air. But no one seems to really like it. Or again, they're just apathetic to it. Regardless, okay, let's actually talk about what's going on here. So, this is the second leg that I'm cutting, which I expected to be the easier, just based on, generally speaking, I'm right-handed, so working on this side seemed like it was going to be easier to grind, which it totally was. Which is why I left it until later. I wanted to do the other side first thing in the morning while I had energy, and that went really well. This one, even though, this is a lot of grinding. In fact, I've actually sped this up even more than what the time-lapse was on originally. This is double time-lapse speed, which is crazy. So yeah, there's still a lot of grinding involved, and it's a lot of just finesse grinding. So you just got to be careful what you grind, because you can't ungrind something. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So, having to take the pen out on the other side would have, not even joking, I literally just grabbed it and pulled it, and it came out, and it was fantastic. I was so happy. I thought, naively, this side would just be as easy. I couldn't have been more wrong. So again, this is sped up greatly. And in fact, I'm pretty sure I cut a large chunk out of this just because of how annoying it was. I was seconds away from just getting an oxy and heating the whole thing up. And then, would you look at that, I managed to get it. So yeah, once you get that pin out, it just becomes so much easier. Just hammer it down and it all becomes loose. So yeah. Okay, no doubt you can see just how sweaty I am. Like, my eyes are sweating. My god. It's so hot. I just lost all train of thought. It is horrible. I think I've mentioned this before, but like, quite frankly, as we are in the holiday period, if you are wanting to come to Australia and visit sunny Queensland, don't. Not right now. Not during the summer. It's disgusting and it's hot. Yeah, just don't. Come during the winter. It's much nicer. It's lovely here during the winter. But yeah, and like, got plenty of airflow and everything, so that's not really a problem. Even in the air conditioning, you still just sweat. Anyway, back to what we were doing. See, I've just completely lost my train of thought. It's free now, so cut that off. That was all really good. Yay, happy about that. And that is all done now too. That was the problem. Stupid pin. The pin on the other side came out like really easy. This one needed some, like, yeah, you needed to be taught a lesson. So yeah, I'm feeling my productivity dying down today. We will see how far we get on this leg. I would like to have it finished by today, put back on and ready to go. That'll be a good day, I think, if I can get that far. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna like film it all, because you've seen the other side. If anything pops out that's really groovy or whatever, I'll show you guys. If not, wave, and it should now be like afternoon and the leg will be done. Or it'll cut back to me and I'll be crying. One or the other. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, really nothing happened. It went exactly like the other one did. So here we go. We've got one little leg and we've got two little legs, which is really good. So yeah, the way that you're supposed to do this is basically you drop the legs and then you tow it back and it goes and sits up on it. Obviously that works when you're out on the ground and you've actually got, you know, traction. Seeing as we're on concrete, that is not going to happen. So I'm going to do it the manual way, and I'm just going to grab our trolley jack, stick it under there, jack it up, and then slide that under. Then do the same to the other side, and I can take the wheels off again. Then I'm going to properly hit that with the sandblaster, all in there. Clean it all up, prime it. Same on the inside. And then I can basically start priming this whole gun for paint, which will be really cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it's gonna go. So yeah, I don't actually know how long this video is gonna be, but I think I'm gonna call it right there for now. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. Yeah, it's nearing the end of the year. I'm losing energy. I just need to like crawl into a nice cold bed and just fall asleep. So anyway, I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.